with more and more gaming and game purchasing moving online, what does that mean for Ster-Kinekor and for South African gaming in general?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly. I mean, I'd be naive to suggest that it's not a challenge. That it's not a challenge for us. But kind of we content kind of what we'd like to think is content specialists. So kind of we kind of strategically are finding a space for us, whether that's kind of purely in a marketing kind of capacity. So looking at other ways to find a niche for ourselves in that value chain. But it is challenging because it is evolving that way. I mean, in truth, even in very developed markets where they got kind of no bandwidth issues. The physical content is still by some way kind of in the lead, the online kind of contribution has come really out of maps and DLC and season passes and the like. But the physical game, I mean, it's still kind of early teens in terms of percentage contribution.
We've seen guys like Times Media Group and these guys launching. Okay, and this is now delving into more the video content side of things. But is this something that you as Ster-Kinekor are looking at, providing some sort of on-demand content service?
Sure it is. I mean, we'd be remiss, considering kind of our content. The licenses that we hold, if we didn't do that. It's just, I mean, timing is of the essence.
Can you give an idea of what might inform that timing decision?
Yeah, I think to be honest with you, we'll know within the next, from a timeline perspective, we'll probably announce something later this year, still before Christmas.
Okay, wow.
In terms of what strategically where we're going to position ourselves. Yeah, this kind of market's in a bit of a state of flux. From is it going to be an OTT solution, through the internet over the top, or is it a broadcast solution via satellite or via other direct to home broadcast through Maxes. So there's a lot of kind of technology questions that still need to be defined before a solution, and hence why there hasn't been a kind of a real player in that streaming space. But we will be looking at it, yeah.
Great to hear it. More competition is good. But
absolutely.
That said, how much of a market is there in South Africa?
And this is really my own personal opinion. I think it's very limited. I think there will be. I mean, I think it's certainly in the next 18 months there'll probably be 10 or so players. But from what we've seen, even from our content distribution business, is I foresee only 1 or 2 players kind of surviving in that space. This market is unfortunately a little too small to support a whole host of services.
So if we start writing headlines, content bloodbath, would that be accurate?
No, you're quite right. I think you're keeping it real by saying content bloodbath.
Now, the name of the PSTVs kind of gives the impression of TV content. Is that something that you're thinking of doing down the line?
So I mean, kind of one of its key features is obviously to stream content. The truth of it is we don't have kind of the video unlimited services or the music services as yet. That's proving particularly challenging in our market because of the rights. Kind of, historically, Sony's never had an office in this territory from a content businesses. So these rights are a little bit kind of tricky to manage, and I guess that's the holdback. But at some point, all those services will be available in this territory too.